Alright, YouTube, what is going on? So, today, bringing you a chest day video in the home gym. Alright, so let's get straight on into it. No fucking around. No beating around the bush. Alright, so, always like to warm up my shoulders. No matter what exercise you do, I like to warm up my shoulders because I did destroy my rotator cuff back in the day, but back in the day I mean like a year ago, but yeah, so I stretch everything out with static stretches, and then I'll be doing some, some mobility work with dumbbells. Actually, I've got to show you my new dumbbells in this video. They're pretty sick. They're like fucking transformers. I love them. They're pretty cool. They don't go very heavy, but they go to 24s. 24 kilos, so 52.5 pound, I think that is. Yeah, so this is them there with no weight on it, and I'm just heating up the shoulders, getting some blood into them. Moving them around, getting the joint all fired up and ready to go, getting ready to take some fucking abuse from some heavy weight. So yeah, just warm them up. I like doing these every single exercise. I do these throughout the day. Like, I'll just be sitting around doing nothing, I'll do these because, I don't know, they're good for your shoulders. They heats up your shoulders, gets them ready to work, gets them ready to do stuff. And shoulder is the most mobile joint in the body, and I think that you need to warm it up every exercise, even on leg day, because you're twisting your arms backwards to hold that bar for squats, or you're doing deadlifts, or you're just doing whatever exercise. It's going, if it's squats, deadlifts, it's going to involve your shoulders. So just warm them up, don't hurt them. They're very important. So I don't include my warm-up sets as sets, so this is just with 10 kilos, and what you'll notice throughout this whole exercise is that I won't lock out. I will go all the way down, but I won't lock out on my reps. Now we're just doing some push-ups, pushing blood into the muscle, keep on still warming up, still not including this as a workout, just warming up, getting the shoulders, the pecs, the elbows all ready. Now, I'm using 15 kilo here. This is still a warm-up. I'm still not including this. We're doing 4 sets, but this is not one of them. This is a warm-up. So you see, I'm not straightening my elbows. So I'm keeping the emphasis on my chest and not putting it on my shoulders and not putting it on my front deltoids and my elbows, because I want to keep the joints from taking the weight. I want it to keep it on the muscle. Now, in between sets, it's still warming up, still stretching. See, this like that, getting the rotation in, because that's what the physio recommends. When you hurt your shoulder, you do that, and it increases mobility. So, keep on stretching throughout your whole exercise. That's what I like to think, because it stretches it out and pushes the blood and lets the blood move around. So this is my first actual set. Now, no lockout, and you've got to keep the intensity high on it. About a minute rest in between sets, intensity high, and 12 reps, as hard as you can. Making sure that you're thinking about the muscle that you're using, not just going through the motions. You got to think about the muscle that you're using and put the emphasis on the muscle and think, alright, I want to hit this part of my chest. And when you're not locking out, you're going to be hitting the outer sweep, so your pec is like a square. Imagine the square. And it's the side of it. You want to be hitting the side of it that's closest to your arm. This is me showing off my dumbbells. So you want to be hitting the side closest. That's what not locking out does. It puts the emphasis there, and it will help you to square off your chest and give you a big shelf, like a big lower. Well, this is incline, so this will help give you that big upper shelf, that upper outside towards your shoulder, so that it bulges out, because that's a problem that most people have when they do these sort of chest exercises. They lock out, and their shoulder, their front deltoid, takes the weight and does the workout rather than the chest. Don't lock out, and keep the emphasis on the chest. Now we're going to be moving on to flies, and this is with an incline still, because I want to be hitting this part of my chest that's closest. If you look to the pec that's closest to the camera, see how it's working the bit that's closest to my arm, that outer sweep there? You're seeing it stretch and come back in, and my shoulder is not getting involved in it because I'm not going to full height either on the flies. Like, I'm making sure that I'm still squeezing the fuck out of my chest and thinking, alright, we got to get as much blood into this as possible, but I am not putting any emphasis on my shoulders. That is a mistake that you do not want to make, because you will grow your front deltoid and not your chest. So, how I like to think about chest exercises and any exercise in general is you want to do a heavy compound lift, so incline dumbbells, and get some blood flowing, get the blood into the muscle. And then you want to stretch it out and let the blood start flowing. That you've pumped it up with the blood, now you want to stretch it out and let the blood just flow through it like the pump is insane. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I went from incline to flies, because the flies are going to stretch it out, and the incline dumbbell is going to really push a heap of blood into it, but this is going to stretch it out. So yeah, you don't want to have straight elbows and go all the way out. Watch me, you'll see that I do bend my elbows. Like, I'm not going all the way out. I'm bending my elbows so that I'm not putting pressure on the shoulder and on the elbow. So I'm still getting the full stretch, but except it's just not with my arms straight out. It's stretching, but it's with my elbows bent. It still does the exact same, it's just not putting pressure on your joints. That is a big thing that you don't want to do. So you don't have to go stupid heavy on flies. I've only got about 10 kilos here, but since I've got such a pump between these 30 seconds to a minute of rest between sets, the pump is insane. So moving on to flat dumbbells now. So this is where you want to go heavy. You want to go heavy and you want to push. You want to push some blood after stretching it all out. After pumping up the muscle with incline dumbbell and then stretching it out with incline fly, you want to hit that lower chest, that lower shelf, and you want to hit it hard. So here I am here, stretching out, because I like to stretch during my exercises when I'm doing this sort of stuff, and I like to think that when you stretch it out after you having, with an intense pump, you're helping the blood to flow. So you're helping to feed your muscles and feed the nutrients into them so that they can help to grow. So we're doing 4 sets of each exercise, and we weren't including the warm-up as sets. So with the bench, it's the exact same. Don't lock out your elbows, and you want to keep the emphasis on your chest. And you want to be able to really think about it. Like, think about the chest muscles when you're doing it. Alright guys, so that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next workout video.